And this inspired Yakovaki to imitate his mother. So, once everyone would go to sleep, and then his mother would do her usual routine of praying, she, after midnight, would go to sleep. When his mother would go to sleep, the young Iakovos would get out of bed and go and imitate his mother by doing countless prostrations, many prostrations and praying to the very early hours of the morning. When this wasn't enough for him, and when this could not fulfill him anymore, he would leave at night secretly from his family and go into the woods there where there was a chapel built dedicated to our Saint Paraskevi, the saint which we celebrate at this church and honor. And during the midnight hours and the early morning hours, he would pray there by himself. One day, and this is the very first time he has a divine and heavenly vision. He had a vision of a lady who came and stood next to him and said to him, "Young Iakovos, Yakovaki," they used to call him in Greek, "Yakovaki, young Iakovos, tell me anything that you desire, and I have been sent from God to grant it to you." The young Iakovos now, being small, but also being wise as well at the same time, asks, "Who are you?" And she says, "I am the protector of this home. I am the Great Martyr Paraskevi." And when hearing the name Saint Paraskevi, the young Iakovos bows reverently and says to her in absolute wisdom and humility. You see, if it was any one of us, we would have asked for anything on the spot at that moment. But he says to her in humility and wisdom, "My Saint Paraskevi, I am young and I still cannot think for myself. But let me go and ask my mother, and I will come back tomorrow and I will tell you." So the young Iakovos, after having this divine vision, goes to his mother. And when his mother wakes in the morning, he runs to tell her what happened in the night. His mother, first being surprised and angry that he left in the midnight hours and in the danger of the woods, after she composed herself, said to her, "My child, tonight when you go and when you see Saint Paraskevi, I want you to lift your hands like this and say, 'Saint Paraskevi, grant me not earthly blessings, but grant me a heavenly blessing,' like this." Many of us are concerned about what our children will do in this life, and how they will be educated in this life, and how they will have everything in this life, and we want to give them everything. Homes, money, fortune, any earthly and material possessions, and the best education. She didn't say any of these things to her son. She said, "Just open your arms and say, 'Grant me a heavenly blessing.'" And so that evening when he went back to pray in the chapel of Saint Paraskevi, and Saint Paraskevi appears to him again, he runs to her and opens his arms just like his mother had said. And he says, "My Saint Paraskevi, I pray that you grant me a heavenly fortune, a heavenly blessing." And Saint Paraskevi blesses the young child and says to him, "I will grant you with the blessings of God everything which is heavenly. People of this world, all types of people will come and visit you. Hundreds and thousands of people. People who are poor and people who are rich. People who are weak and people who are powerful. Rulers of this world will come to visit you and to seek your blessing. Lots of money," he says, "will come into your possession, into your hands. But listen now," he says, "just like you will receive it with one hand, you will give it with your other hand to those who need and to charity. And this is what exactly happened when the young Yakovos was mature and grew and became the abbot of the monastery. People from all around the world, rich, known, unknown, infamous and famous, came to receive the blessing of this holy man.